don't need to know that. You don't need to know
That makes it personal.
It's mistakenly not getting my number.
I sound like such an asshole. I don't mean to, you know.
Okay. You gonna start now?
Yeah.
We can. Okay.
What about before tattoo?
Mechanics, being a waiter, plumbing.
Also, you tried all these manual jobs.
Yeah,
I need something manual done at the studio.
Sitting on my arse seems to be the best. Sitting on my arse seems to be the best thing for me. I found that now.
He cut his finger unscrewing a screw one day when we were changing the workstations. It was a scratch. It was literally a scratch. Yeah.
War wounds, yeah?
What?
War wounds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, battle scars.
I don't ask him to do anything that requires manual labour at all.
Painted the shop.
You painted a bit of the shop. And you got it on the ceiling.
I've been an artist since I was 5, a chef for 26 years, and literally fell into tattooing just because
How does that work for being a chef?
one of the girls at work asked me about one of my tattoos and how her son could do it, and I kind of went, I'll have a look on the internet, and everything went, go to a studio, talk to a proper artist, do it properly. And kind of a light bulb went on, and I went, forget her, I'm going down to my, and I literally went down to my studio and kind of promoted myself and went, I want to do this, and you know, the boss man went, show me some artwork.
That's what you did.
I was a carer.
You were a carer?
Yeah, I was a carer. I was doing I was working my way towards doing a nursing degree.
Really?
Yes.
You're being serious?
Yes. I used to look after autistic kids.
Oh, that's amazing. Quite a few of my friends do that.
Do they?
Ah, yeah. And then did you do anything beforehand, or was it you always just
I was a landscaper for
landscaper.
10 years, and then I watched Miami Ink for their shit and bought a kit off eBay and started tattooing my friends. So that was good. And then I met Eugene, started getting tattooed by Eugene at his shop that he was working at, and yeah, he inspired me to do better tattoos instead of just normal flash tattoos. You know, he showed me, look, you can make these tattoos look real and things like that, you know. So from there, I started getting better, and that's where we are today.
How long have you been tattooing for?
I graduated my apprenticeship in 2001. So, what, 13 years, I guess, since I've been a full-fledged tattooer. I did my first tattoo on myself in 1984.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was a piece of shit. I was like 13 years old and thought I was punk rock with a fucking safety pin, and we sat around and tattooed each other.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with it, man. I absolutely love tattooing.
So have you always been a tattoo artist?
No, I'll give you like a 30-second fucking Derek life story. When I was 18, went to college, 19, joined the Army, 21, went to college, went back to school, majored in art, and then I worked in the college. I like taught this class of sculpture and ceramics to blind people, which was really kind of a cool experience, trying to teach them to do that. And then taught high school for a year and fucking realized I absolutely hate kids. And I love my own kids. I actually don't hate kids. I just hated teaching kids. I'm not a good
Teenagers
teacher.
as well.
Yeah.
It's the worst years to get them.
Yeah. I'm a very independent person, so I'm not a good, like, helpful person. And I sound like such an asshole. I don't mean to, you know. And then I literally went from teaching, and then I was wearing a suit and tie, working in a fucking office as a financial advisor of all things, and I hated my life. And then my mom died of cancer, and I went in to get a tattoo, and one of the guys that I was friends with in life was the tattooer, and I just never left the fucking shop, man. I brought him lunch, I hung out, and then his shop I couldn't get an apprenticeship at, but I learned enough, and in that time I got like 250 hours of work on myself. And so,
from yourself?
Yeah, from him, you know, and we just sit and talk, and I just watch him and learn and draw, and I moved like 100 miles away and got an apprenticeship, and that's kind of all she wrote.
Martin came on as an apprentice though. 2.5 years ago, and now he's worked up 2.5 years to where he is now, which is a big achievement.
So why the change?
I left college. Yeah. Nah, I left college and I always wanted to be either a carer or a tattooist. So I took a year out to find an apprenticeship, and in the meanwhile I kept doing caring and found an apprenticeship. So I stopped caring.
Just don't care anymore.
Just don't care anymore, no.
My tattoo career so far has been quite brief.
Yeah.
Like I only started two years ago. Been in London about a year and a half.
Okay.
Maybe 2.5 years I started ago. Been in London.
I'm trying to relax you.
Been in London for like a year and a half, and it's from Blackpool. Worked. Eventually, just moved my way down. Well, actually, I came down one day just as a normal day, and he just goes, "Oh yeah, do you want a job?" So 2 months later, I just moved down.
Oh.
Ship up. And
He made that sound so brief. He came down. Yeah, he just came down for the day, but he brought his portfolios with him. The day out in London, he brings his portfolios.
well, just in case I wanted to guest spot, I'd like to travel.
Just in case.
Yeah, because I've always been
You have to be
stuck.
prepared, you know.
Yeah, I've always been stuck in Blackpool. I've never moved anywhere. So I was like, yeah, why not?
You want to leave,
Try
didn't
it. Yeah, more than anything.
He pretty much begged me at the door.
Really?
Pretty much begged me at the door.
Well,
Like,
he's
he
sleeping in the morning.
no, he showed me his portfolio, and I just thought, he's a wicked artist. So I was like, yeah, I want to take it. How's it out there today? Like, yeah, I was pretty sensitive when I wanted to be a tattooist.
Yeah.
Went to work at sort of shitty shops, learned how not to tattoo. Then went and found out how to tattoo.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing since. And now I need him around to make sure that I can still do that.
Yeah, I started tattooing like a few years ago. I was 11 years old when I just picked up my first machine. You know, obviously it was just for fun. And when I reached the age of 17, that's what I thought, okay, I'm gonna be a good tattooist, you know. And then, yeah, I'm here, so I've been tattooing for a long time now.
How have you guys been together?
Not that way. We've been 6 years apprenticing, and then we kind of ended up after 3 years getting our own studio. So it's been 6 years in the making so far.
Ah, so you tell him everything you know?
No, he's not my apprentice. We apprenticed together at a different studio, and that's how we got together. And we were then, well, I'd say we were approached to buy into another studio, and that's how we got to own our own place. So it's been,
That's cool, you both kind of did it at the same time.
Again, he was in piercing, I was a customer, and it just so happened that it all kind of came together at the right time. So it's been a rough journey. It's been up and down, but you know, still at it, still enjoying it. So yeah, man, love it.
When did you guys actually get into tattoos?
I've been in the industry since probably about 16 years old. So
Is that where you started being a piercer?
yeah. Well, say that I was hanging around with a few piercings and stuff and getting into it. I hit 18 and I was piercing full time from that point onwards.
And I didn't pick up a machine till I was 40, so 6 years in, loving it.
In the beginning it was really difficult because it was no really good machines, you know. And I used to remember I used to make my own needles, you know. And it was hard in the beginning, you know. It was a lot of ego involved in the community. And I don't really like that, you know. And I think tattoo should be like freedom, you know, like try to be more.
So were you heavily tattooed and stuff before?
No, I didn't have any.
You didn't have any? So what drew you to it if you didn't have
Well,
any?
I always liked art. I always did art. I always did art through school. I always did art through college. I did art at college. I got a D. But
you didn't?
No, it was all the writing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like writing about it.
Yeah.
What? That's it.
That was it.
Pretty much, just as it is.
That's it. How did you get into it?
In tattooing, I had tattoo done in Latvia, and tattoos inspired me. Just asking because I did design for my tattoo, and he asked who did it. I said I did myself. So he said, why are you not doing your own tattoos? You know. So I started thinking about that, and then had apprenticeship. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love tattooing. I'm not much of a people person, so when I meet people that I get on with and can sit and chat with, it's just a cool part of life that I'm not used to because I'm kind of a dick. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be, I'm antisocial, you know, by choice. So everybody looks at tattooers and shit and they're like, oh, these fucking tough guys. And man, tattooers are the biggest group of fucking dorks I've ever met in my life, and I love it. You know, like we sit around with our toys and our comics and our Xboxes and our pencils and, I don't know.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
It's the only way to get better, I'm afraid. It's you know, to put the hard work in, and it's something that, you know, when we got together we decided that that's where it was going.
It's keeping the work moving as well, otherwise you end up stacked up 6 months in advance. You just can't get anybody in. So you run 7 days a week if you enjoy it. It's no hardship, I feel. You know, to come in and do what you love. You know, obviously you've got to take your time, your own time. You need to chill out and stuff. 7 days a week.
Not February, you know, like artists, you know, when it's done, you've got experience, so you can do better, you know, like so. So everything that you've done is already, you know, in the past.
Yeah, outdated.
It looks like shit.
To us, it does.
You're like giving up on doing names and stars and that sort
Yeah,
of
I
thing.
fucking haven't done a star in years, unless it's part of a massive piece.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's not that I'm a prima donna better than that with doing that stuff. I just don't have fucking time. I mean, I pretty much only do all day bookings. You know, so, I mean, people either book in 4 or 8 hours with me. I rarely do, like, a 2-hour booking. So, you know, it's come in for 8 hours, you're not getting fucking stars. You know?
That's a lot of stars.
Unless it's one big one.
Yeah. So what about bad tattoos? Have you had to do like any?
Every single one he does.
Every single one he does.
I got in there before him. You're too slow at the comeback, so I have to get in there first. What about him, sorry?
Yeah, what about?
Have you ever had to like save any really bad tattoos?
Yes.
Tell me.
It's just too many at a time.
Yeah, man, that's hard.
We're in London.
There is a
We're in
lot,
London.
yeah.
There's so many bad tattoos walking around. You can guarantee sort of one a
People's
week.
drunk holiday tattoos, you know, something on their arse, they want covering up, something on their arm. Oh, mate did a bit of tribal in his back garden, and you're thinking, oh, it's a smart.
With a spade and some watered down mud.
Dwayne tired me last week, but I'm not happy with it. When you do this, I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. No,
Yeah, but that guy was annoying. I didn't like him. But I'm joking. No, but yeah, you get sort of one a week coming to London. So there's like, more than that.
Sort of thought was, tribal, but I've seen so many different kinds of tribal and so many different techniques and styles of it now that my mind's just completely open to it. Like, the only thing I don't particularly like is the harsh black swans. It's very rare that you find someone that does a good job of it, like properly.
Solid black.
But I wouldn't say I hate it. I wouldn't say that, like, I don't want to see it anymore. If it's done well, then fine. That's great.
I'm not a very hateful person.
No, never.
It's a journey. It's a journey. It's a collection. I never cover up a photo and just keep adding to it. You know, if you've made a bad choice, I think you should live by that. Personally, I do cover-ups all the time, mine. But
Getting really pissed off at heaven sleeves. Religious themes.
Yeah, religious theme stuff is a bit shit now. Everyone wants it.
It is.
Every chav comes in wanting a religious sleeve, don't they? And they all bring the same picture of that Virgin Mary and her praying hands, rosary beads hanging off it.
Even.
And then you ask them if they're religious, and they probably say no. So it's just getting
Probably inspired by David Beckham.
Yeah, probably inspired by David Beckham. Yeah. But yeah, it's just getting a bit old now. You know, we like people to come in and what they're interested in doing.
Have you ever had to talk someone out of getting a tattoo?
Yeah, all the time, every day we do it. People still come in for tribal, you know.
Yeah.
Like, tribal something nice, but it's not that. It's just because if you look at our work, you're not going to see any tribal there. People come in and say, "Wow, we love your work. You know, it's fucking awesome. I'm looking for a tribal piece." And, oh mate, you've had a butcher's our way, you can't come and get tribal off us, you know. So we talk them round and just try and educate them a bit more on what other stuff they can get, you know.
Yeah, most of the time it's just because they haven't seen
they haven't.
other styles. It's because they don't know. It's not because they really want tribal, they really want a religious tattoo. It's just that they've seen those tattoos on people and know that it is socially acceptable to have those tattoos, and they don't know about any famous artists, they don't know other styles and things like that. They've never seen good tattoos before, really.
What's the funniest tattoo that you've ever had to do? Strangest?
I've done when I first started, a guy had a big birthmark on his leg and I turned it into a Mr. Potato Head. That was quite good.
The Jesus and Virgin Mary.
But I didn't, Virgin Mary sniffing a line of coke. That was quite
But Jesus was holding
the
plate.
Have you guys done anything like that?
Or after a punky pig on someone's ass, that's about it.
A punky pig?
Nothing special, really.
I did Jesus show.
Jesus, yeah, with his finger up.
That
was good as well. Yeah, that was quite cool.
Yeah.
Pingu fishing out of a man's arse crack. Pingu with a little bucket of fish, and he had a little fishing rod, and the line was going right down his arse crack, so he was like fishing out of a man's bum. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. I enjoyed the pain, on his part more. 'Cause he was a wally. Yeah.
What about the most random tattoo you've had to do?
I tattooed my penis.
You tattooed your
I've done a
penis?
realistic vagina on the foot.
A realistic vagina?
We should have got a picture of my penis next to that vagina.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Should totally
I don't
do
think
that.
Harold would like that though. Just
I'm not asking about Harold's opinion. Why do I care about Harold's opinion? Yeah.
There you go. How about that?
Yeah.
So why is there a realistic vagina on the foot?
It was his.
Oh, it's the guy. It was his first tattoo.
His first
He wanted his foot, and then he's gonna get a cock up
I'll
the other
explain
one.
the story a little bit.
I said,
I'll explain the story a bit better. He was a work experience boy that we had because I tattooed his brother, and he wanted to sort of get to know more about the industry. So he came as like a receptionist to help out. So we said when he turned 18, we'd always do his first tattoo. So when he came in, that was his first tattoo. It was like, who wants to do it? I was working at a convention, so Marcus did it.
I'll do it.
And it's really bad because you can't even post that on Facebook because it'll get taken down.
Oh, I didn't think of that. So was it modelled on anyone?
no, he was in the shop just looking for like a tumbler. I think it was close-up pussy shots or something. He was just going through. Anyone who walked in is like, yo, what's up? He's just sat there in the shop.
It was really funny. It just looked like we were watching porn because the whole computer screen was just taken over with pictures of fannies.
Vagina.
Yeah, but everywhere. And that was before it was even done. So you can imagine what it was like.
It's not even like he can hide. It's not even like he can hide that one either. You can't pussyfoot around it.
Oh, boom. Well done there. You got that one.
Yeah, that's my weirdest one.